Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Yes. So let me start first things by taking blessings which I've already done from our His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada and their Lordships, and also from you all. For both of us, we'll be speaking, touching few points on the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he was one of the greatest acharyas that we have, and asking for apologies right now in case we make mistakes. We know that you are a family, so it's all good. So how does Shravanam manifest? So there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 13th chapter, 3rd verse. You can repeat up to me. Shrutasya pumsam suchirasramasya nanvanjasa surbiridito tat gunanu shavanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu yesham. So as you can see here, the word suchira is used. So chira is, what does chira mean? Chiranjeevi means a long life, right? So chira means long. Suchira means very long. So here now, Shrutasya Pumsam Suchira Sramasya. Sutasya means to hear. Pumsam means us all. And Shramasya means with hard work. So what does this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam is trying to tell you? If we study Shastras, Hare Krishna? Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna? Audible? Okay. So if we study Shastras for a very long time with hard work from our gurus, now this gurus means pure devotees, that is being mentioned here. Lifetime after lifetime, it is said. This is what the first line is saying. Shrutasya pumsam suchira sramasya. So as you can see here, there is a way to impress Krishna as well. If we study Shastras now, and we may not know also for how long we have been doing this. And there are two conditions for this. One is, first we have to pick up the Shastras. Second is, not just once, but you have to repeatedly study that. Continuously hear it from the pure devotees. And not to just one lifetime, this is lifetime after lifetimes. So after this, what does Krishna do when this happens? Krishna gives us a gift. What is that gift? That gift is an opportunity to hear. It's not audible. Wait. Okay, fine. Hare Krishna. Audible? Okay. Sorry for that. So so Krishna gives us a gift. What is this gift now? This gift is an opportunity to hear about the glories. Now glories means what? It is about the characters, the person's character and the activities of great souls. So this is the gift that we get. Now, which great souls you may, there is a question mark, right? Which great souls? Is it the tapasvis that we are talking about, or is it mystic yogis who are there for thousands and thousands of years meditating, who perform feats also using their siddhis and all that? No, not this. So, which devotees? The devotees mentioned here are pure devotees, not mixed devotees. Because they realize Krishna in their heart. So now one may wonder, why pure devotees? Because pure devotees always keep Krishna within their heart. The lotus feet of Krishna always is there within their heart. Not just 1 day, 2 days, or just 2 hours after or during the japa, not like that. Continuously, all the time. That is a qualification for pure devotee. Now there is one thing that happens when we do get this opportunity. You should know that Krishna is very merciful. He has been very merciful if you are getting to hear about a pure devotee, such as the appearance that we are talking of today. He is very merciful. That's the first thing. Very merciful, and also is impressed by our Shastric studies. We may not know that we have done Shastric study or not, but Krishna does. So how do you know if someone is impressed by Krishna just with Shastric studies? You should see if that person is interested in listening to the glories. If that person is continuously hearing lectures, be it alone or wherever he is, he'll be constantly hearing everywhere. He'll not wait for someone to send a lecture. He'll be constantly going and making use of whatever platform that is available. Always, whatever time, whether it is Kali Yuga, Dwapara, whatever, whichever Yuga it is. So you can come to know that way, that Krishna is pleased with this person. Prahlada Narada Parashara Pundarika Punyaitam Param Bhagavatam Namabi. The chance to hear about Prahlad, Narad, Dhruv, Shuka, Shaunaka and other various Mahajans. Opportunity we may have, but do we have the taste and interest? Because so many times it happens that a topic is put and we say, I've heard about this. I don't want to hear about this. This is not about Krishna. I only want Krishna. I don't want to hear about pure. I don't know also who is this person. It's okay, I'll come next time. Maybe it is Balram, then I may come. But if it is about some other pure devotees that they are speaking, which they don't have knowledge about, even if you get that opportunity to, we don't have that taste or interest unknowingly. This is due to ignorance. So coming on to the next shloka, can repeat up to me. Janasya Krishnad Vimukasya Daivad Adharmashilasya Sudukkitasya Anugrahaye Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardhanasya. So why is this said in Bhagavatam? People in general are Krishnad Vimukasya. They have turned their face away from Krishna. That is us all. The minute we turn, this material full realm is manifested. Because we want to enjoy something that is there apart from Him. Krishnad Vimukh we are. So there are devotees, if you start talking about Krishna, they'll run away. They'll talk about politics of the mundane world that is there. Then the acts of the famous personalities. He did that, he wore that, he's having this bag, that bag. This we are very much accustomed to. Cricket. We even have a god in that. Gods we have in cricket. And plus, they'll not only hear on this, they'll give commentary, they'll give purport also. Commentary also you must have seen. Commentary goes on for hours and hours. Even after the match is over, commentary is going on. This is not Srila Prabhupada's commentary on the book or purport. This is their own thing. He should have batted that way, he should have hit that way, the ball should have gone this way, that way. Also references they give. In this year, this had happened and this happened and all that. Even after the news is old and gone, the movie has gone past or the match has happened, but the match does not leave that person. They carry it everywhere, materialistic persons. Just like how pure devotees carry the lotus feet of Krishna in their heart, these people carry these. When I say these, I mean materialistic people. They carry news, politics. Yes. And so many other things that are taking us away from Krishna. We are carrying them in their hearts. And then we are wondering why we are not getting the taste. Because our heart is filled with those things. This is the reason for Krishna the Vimukasya. What happens when we turn your face away from Krishna? Obviously, we don't know what is what now. There is dharma, adharma. And naturally, we incline towards adharma. That's why adharma Shailesh, we become irreligious. As a result, what happens? We become sad, morose. We don't know what is the reason. We think we are doing everything is right. But are we? So what does Krishna do then? Does he care? He has his Vaikuntha and all those things he has, spiritual world. 3/4 of it is spiritual world. Does he care? Yes, he does care. Because we are his loving part and parcel. Whatever the child may do, parents always care. So that is where the next part comes. Anugrahaye charanti nunam. What does this mean? Being compassionate for these souls. Anugrahaye. For this material world. The souls in this material world. Anugrahaye. Even in third canto, 9th chapter, where Brahmaji is creating, after creating everything, he felt so sad. He's like, this world is so painful and empty. Anugraha was feeling compassion for this world when he did this on the order of Krishna. Charanti nunam, wander, bhutani bhavyani janardhanasya. So what does this mean? Actually what this means is, great philanthropic souls travel on the surface of the earth on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhavyani. They are on behalf, they are going. Not just empowered. They are on behalf of the Godhead. They are big, big pots of mercy that are going. But are we absorbing it? Are we utilizing it? A pot of honey is kept. Smell is also coming, but we are not ready to taste it. So now the next part. What do these great souls do? You can repeat after me. Bhavad-vida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadabrita. So Bhagavatam describes great souls like this. It is said, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. You can see that word is highlighted over there. Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. Why was this said? Because they are always carrying Vrindavan in their heart. And whenever they go to a Tirtha Sthan, we may go to many Tirtha Sthans. Recently I have been to Pandharpur as well. And whatever. Udupi Dham, Rameshwaram, and so many other, Vrindavan Dham, Mayapur Dham. When they go to these Tirtha Sthans, they make it even a bigger Tirtha. Tirtha tirti kurvanti tirtani. You can tell me one thing. Where is Vrindavan now? Wherever Krishna is there, right? Where is Krishna? Yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatra tishtani narada. Wherever my glories are sung, Krishna says in Padma Puran, I am personally present in front of him whenever someone glorifies me or takes my name. Personally. This is given in Padma Puran. So now pure devotees call Krishna. So Krishna comes. So wherever Krishna is coming, that is Vrindavan. And for pure devotees, in the altar of their heart, sits Krishna. That's why this whole body is called as a temple. That's why whenever we touch our feet by mistake also to another devotee, we often apologize. Because that's a temple. This body is a temple. It's a gift given by the Lord. And in the heart, we have to place Krishna. So wherever these devotees are going, they're actually like roaming Vrindavans. Now here like almost we have like 100, 200 Vrindavan right in ISKCON Madgaon right now. Roaming Vrindavans. So wherever they are going, they are creating a Vrindavan over there. Because Krishna is sitting. And Krishna is saying that I am there. So why did we recite these shlokas? There's one more reason. Krishna says, Mad Bhakta Puja Abhidikam. Worshipping my devotee is greater than worship of me. 11th canto, this is said in. The reason I said this was because this is for the appearance that we had on the 4th of this month. That is of our great soul called Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we all have been blessed profusely here because you all are attending here. You all have performed so many Ashwamedha Yagyas without the Ashwas. We may not remember, but Krishna does remember. He'll never forget. He'll always keeps a note. As a result, we have chance to sit here and hear about pure devotees in the association of pure devotees. Now one may ask, are we pure devotees really? So one incident happened where His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he asked Srila Prabhupada, how many pure devotees are there on this planet? Prabhupada paused a little bit. He said, how many devotees are there in ISKCON? That many. They may not be pure today, but eventually they'll become pure devotees because they have taken a pure path. So each one of you is a pure devotee. Karoti karma ramyani. These glories of these pure devotees are like an entertainment to the ear. In this 10th canto it says, Karoti karma ramyani. It's pleasing to the ears and the mind as well to hear about the glories. Now you can see the activities of the Lord. Have you seen the movie Narsimha Avatar? Yes, I guess. Right? Now when we hear about Krishna, we are all inspired. The way he tore upon the pillar or he jumped upon, and the way he was running towards to protect Prahlad Maharaj, all that. Also about Ramchandra, also about so many avatars are there of Krishna itself. We are very inspired when we hear about Krishna like this. But we are even more inspired when we hear about his devotees. The purity. You must have seen Prahlad Maharaj. So purely, he's sitting over there. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just this introduction purified everyone. You should have seen the reactions on the people's face. It was so pleasing. And every step that he was taking, everyone was enthusiastic. They were jumping out of their chairs when this movie was going on. Because what is next? What is next? Although this is gross visual input that we are getting, because we have not actually factually seen it. But again then, we are always so enthusiastic to hear about the devotees. Now also you can take example of our Acharya over here, to travel at such an advanced stage. And when we get to hear, it is because of these hearings that came after a long time. They were not, Prabhupada was not preaching that I came with, a cargo ship and I had this thing and all that. No, he used to write it in his diary. Or he had interactions with whoever it is. He used to never glorify his hard work. But whenever the other people involved are glorifying him, we feel so happy. 2 heart attacks, New York, sub-zero conditions. And then we just think how glorious it is that we are having such devotees. Because what does our mind say when it is about Krishna? It's Vibhu. He is supreme. Ultimately, Bhagwan is Aishwaryam Purna, full, Shada Aishwarya, Anadi, Ananta, everything he can do. He can lift Govardhan, he can dance on the head of Kaliya, he can do whatever he can because he's Vibhu. But devotees, we are always happy. We have a soft corner. So yeah. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya shaduskritam dharma sansthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. That is 4.7. 4.8 is yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apyudanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamanyam. And 4.9 is janma karma cheme divyam evam yo veti tatvata. Continues. So why is this? Why is this required? Krishna says, every yuga I appear. So in Satya Yuga, he appears as Narsimdev. These are the primary names that have been taken from Narsim Puran. This is. Primarily he appeared as Narsimdev. There are different kalpas that goes on, but primarily we'll take just, because in Satya Yuga itself, there were many, based on the kalpas that are there, I don't want to get into that detail, because there's Matsya, Kurma, then Kapil was there, then Hamsa was there, so many incarnations, but of that primary I'm taking Narsimha came. And in Treta Yuga was Ramachandra, same Krishna. In Dwapar, Krishna. And in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the same Krishna as Narsimha in Satya Yuga, same Krishna as Rama in Treta Yuga, same Krishna as Krishna himself. That is why it's very important. And then comes Kali Yuga. He comes as Channa Avatar, it is called, hidden avatar. It was not known for a very long time that he was there. It's only after a long time that we came to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navdeep Dham. Let's get a little bit now into Gaur Leela now. And spread the glories of Krishna far and wide. Everywhere there was Krishna when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. He not only spread Krishna consciousness, but he also spread the way to love devotees by being a devotee. So yeah, please repeat after me. Premaras niryas korite aswadan rag marg bhakti loke korite pracharan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 2 reasons, and this was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayers, just what you recited right now. So 2 purposes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. 1, he comes to relish the essence of the divine love. And second reason is, as you know, to spread the Raga Bhakti Marg. There are two types of, in Sadhana Bhakti also there are two types of ways to go. One is Vaidhi Bhakti, one is Raga Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti is more of rules and regulations to follow, and you don't have so much touch over there. There you have to follow. You cannot ignore the rules and regulations over there. And Rag Marg is more of a devotional, where regulative principles are there, but there's a loving connection with the Lord. So yeah, he primarily came to spread a Rag Bhakti. And he did both 550 years ago, approx. So as a result, the whole world was flooded with Krishna Bhakti. Whole world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And this was not just once. He was constantly doing this. It's not like just for some glorification, he's saying 3 times Hari Bol and then he's keeping quiet. No, this was constant. This is what he's reminding us of how a devotee should be. So yeah, right. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for one more of the thing that I forgot to mention was, also there was this Shad Goswamis. I think I didn't mention about them. Shad Goswamis. 4 main tasks were given to this Shad Goswamis by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is like a third point you can take. Do you know what were the 4 tasks that were given by the Shad Goswamis? What they did? Anyone? Shad Goswamis. What did they do? Leela Stalis. Very nice. What else? Shastras. Okay. So first thing, first instruction that was given was write books establishing the Bhakti Siddhanta. It is also called as Shastra Rachana, it is called. That's the first point. Second is rediscover, restore, re-establish Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. Because they were lost because of time. They were all gone below the ground. This is called as Tirtha Uddhar, the second reason. Third reason, establish primary deities, principal deities. Vigraha Sthapana. Primary deities as in we have 7 temples, right? Madan Mohan is there. Then Govind Dev is there. Then so many are there. 7 total are there. Principal deities to establish for that. That was the third purpose. Vigraha Sthapana, as you Mataji said. Fourth one is very important, that we had yesterday. Mataji was taking class of that. To teach the devotees the rules of Bhakti Sadhana and how to properly act as a Vaishnava behavior. Sadachar Prakash it is called. Fourth point. One is Shastra Rachana, second is Tirtha Uddhar, third is Vigraha Sthapana, fourth is Sadachar Prakash. Very important 4 points. These were carried out by our Shad Goswamis, that is there on the altar in the top right, in the top bottom, in the bottommost I feel. Yeah, bottom right. So you can see over here. These are the 4 main things that the Shad Goswamis did. This was the first generation, you can see. I'm talking about the first generation of Gaudiya Sampradaya who primarily came. Then after them, these books, after their time passed over, they left for their eternal abodes to carry their pastimes. 3 great personalities were there to carry their books. And they set up so many things they did. They set up books, they set up kirtans, the way to do and all that. 3 great personalities. One is Shyamanand Pandit, one is Srinivas Acharya, and one is Narottam Das Thakur. These were the primary sources for book distribution now. So every devotee should take it as a personal service to give books of Srila Prabhupada everywhere. See, so cleverly Srila Prabhupada has engaged us into this. This was prevalent 500 years before. Book distribution. Because some of the devotees say not required now. Book distribution is not required. There are many arguments for that. But you can see how beautifully Srila Prabhupada has adjusted that into our daily this thing. It's one of the main limbs of the temple now. Books are the basis, it's said, right? Prabhuji always says books are the basis. Without books, we are nowhere. And whenever these acharyas leave, they are gone. I did not see them. We may have seen them. We don't remember. Matasmatir Gyanam, Apahanam Cha, 15:15. Krishna says, from me comes remembrance, forgetfulness. We may have seen, not seen. If we had seen, we would be liberated. That's a different thing. But yeah. What do we do then of this? There are big, big pots of mercy left behind by these acharyas. Where do they leave them? They leave them in the books. Everything is given in the books. They have put their heart and soul into it. They have spent the entire nights just for this. 4, 5 hours. Just getting 2 hours sleep. All the acharyas. Who is this for? This is for us. This is for the Kali Yuga devotees. They have thought Shrutitaras are not going to exist because of the effect of Kali Yuga, not because they are impure. That is the power of Maya. It's not because you are impure that is happening. It's because the Maya itself is so pure, powerful. So what we should be doing, you should be taking as a personal service. No one is going to tell you to do this. Personal service to distribute Srila Prabhupada books, whatever it is. And to do this, what you should be doing? You have to be studying those books first. If you don't study, you won't be able to distribute them. You won't have the courage to distribute the books. Study, distribute books. So this was about them. After the era of these 3 acharyas, then there was a phase of darkness. This usually Krishna does. This he primarily does because he wants to glorify the devotee that is going to come next. So after this dark phase, then again he sends someone. Powerful entity he'll send again. Again he'll send an acharya to revive it. There's light, there's darkness. Gloomy darkness. Not darkness is so much, but darkness is there. So again he sends. This time the second generation comes. This time it is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. You may see in the mentions in Bhagavad Gita also, I feel. Bhagavatam also. Many places it is said it has been taken from this. This is commentary. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is given. Baldev Vidyabhushan, commentaries. So many are there. And Prabhupada is designed the book so well. By default we are reading all this. Our acharyas, unknowingly. So after this period of these 2 great personalities, there was again a dark phase for a very long time now. Very gloomy it was for Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Very, very gloomy. And those who called themselves as Gaudiyas were into all bad activities. The time had become so toxic that the true teachings of Mahaprabhu were lost. They are gone. Nowhere to be seen. Those who called themselves the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were into all kinds of illicit behavior. People were confused what to do. And there was a major rising of Apasampradaya, as it is called. As we know, there are 4 sampradayas that we have. We are Brahma Madhava Gauda Sampradaya. One is Rudra Sampradaya, one is Shri Sampradaya, one is Kumar Sampradaya. They have all their acharyas. What does Sampradaya mean now exactly? We just keep on saying the word. Anyone? Sampradaya? You can say anything. Louder. Congregations, he says. Mataji says congregation. Anyone over here? Prabhuji's? Sampradaya. What does it mean? We often take this very easily, we take this word, Sampradaya. But do we actually know? So I'll tell you what it is. Sam means complete. Pra means in a very pleasant way. And Daya means to give. So it means to give from one generation to another in a special way the complete teachings of the previous generation as far as Vedic culture is concerned. That is Sampradaya. That is what you are giving. So there was this dilution in this Sampradaya. That is something that is opposite to this Sampradaya is called as Apasampradaya. And there was a very big rising in the area of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now. This is. There were not less than 13 Apasampradayas. Prominent, like they could be seen by the people. 13 were there. As you can see here, Aul was there, Baul, Karta Bhaja, Nera, Dharavesha, Sahajas we all know, Saki Beki, Smartha is there, Jati Gosani, Atibari, Chudadari, Gauranga Nagri. So these were the 13. This was mentioned by Bhaktivinoda Thakur again in one of his books. So we'll take few of them. Jati Gosani. Jati Gosani means what now? I'll just explaining Apasampradayas now. We need to have some background before entering into and knowing what is this great personality called as Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. We need to have certain historic background as well, right? Just jumping on the topic won't make sense. So a little bit on this Apasampradayas. Jati Goswami. So to become a Goswami, one has to be born in a family of a Goswami. That was the qualification for Goswamis. So if my father is a Goswami, I am also a Goswami. Regardless of whether I am a drunkard or doing all abominable activities, I am a Goswami. Because my father is a Goswami. That is called Jati Goswami. This was being prevalent. And they were not giving others to become Goswamis. They would say, no, you cannot do this. Because you are not from the Jati. You cannot become a Goswami. This is Jati Goswami. And people were actually, they were getting scared. Oh, they are from Goswami families. So it was being affected. It does affect, right? When someone says that, no, you cannot do that. When someone with a certain surname says something. Another one is Gauranga Nagari, as you can see. They would believe that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. Krishna danced with gopis. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should also dance with gopis. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not dance with gopis. So as a representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I should be dancing with gopis. As a service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you imagine? This was the state. And they are telling this. These were the Gauranga Nagaris. And their arguments were such. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. Yes, correct. Krishna performed Ras Leela. Yes. Gauranga should also perform Ras Leela. Yes. But did Gauranga perform Ras Leela? No. So he needs help to taste this sweetness. Yes. So this was the mode of the Apasampradaya followers over that time. We have to sacrifice our ethical behavior to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now. So that we get special mercy. What he did not do, he wants his devotees to do. That's why I am doing. My heart is not agreeing, Prabhu, but I have to dance with the gopis. This was the mood. You have to defeat your heart Keep the ethics to the side, morality to the side. Serve Chaitanya Prabhu by dancing with the gopis. Gopis means women this time now. And all kinds of illicit things were happening. This is one of the sampradayas. Can you imagine? It started coming up so prominently. People started thinking that these are the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now. This was the complication now. Then there were other sects they were there. One sect was Sakhi Beki. They thought to become an associate of Radha Krishna, we have to become a Sakhi. And to feel like a Sakhi, you have to dress like a Sakhi. So even the males would dress like females now, with nose ring and whatever, you all know. And the initiations also would be like that. It would be such like, from today onwards, I'll be giving my masculine nature away. I'll think, feel, walk, talk, and also dress like a woman. Can you imagine this happening? Prabhujis are all dressed like women now. They're going on the streets everywhere. And then comes the owls and the bowls are there. Owls, they said you could achieve spiritual perfections just by desire. Just like how many things you desire, it comes true after certain time. So after certain time it comes, right? Like you work for something and you think that it is coming. They would also say that spiritual perfection also by desire you can get it. Without proper sadhana and purity. These were the things that they were saying. These were the owls that I'm talking about. Mixing with the genders and other excuses on the name of transcendence. Owls. And then there were bowls. Aula and baula. Sounds very funny as well. They would concoct ideas from various places. 2-3 lines from here, 2-3 lines from here. Put nicely and make a beautiful kirtan out of it. And they would go on the streets, in the public. And in simple colloquial language, they would sing this. And they would put a musical twist, some tanpura and all they would put. And they would go singing on the streets. On the pretext of Nama Sankirtan. They would say, Kali Yuga Dharma Ara Nama Sankirtan. We are doing Nam Sankirtan. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling. They'll use Shastra to justify anything. This Baul sect. And people would be easily convinced also because it was so pleasing. When people go on the streets singing beautifully, we obviously get attracted. And they would be very beautiful. They would concoct it in such a way. It's very pleasing, though it had no basis. So all the mentioned 13 were claiming to be representatives of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, we'll not go into all of this. Most of them you will be knowing. So what's the effect of this? The sane people over there in that area, they would think that these are Gaurang Mahaprabhu's associates. And they thought these teachings of Mahaprabhu, all this dirt this is. Gee, I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be a part of this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tradition. No way. I'm going to dance with these gopis and all and do all this nonsense. Can you imagine this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here to give Shuddha Prema Ras experiencing as a devotee. And this is the state that. And to add more nonsense to this is a time of West region I'm talking of. The Bengal side I'm talking of. To add more nonsense to this, just because all these 13 upper sampradayas were going on, more nonsense was added by these Hindu leaders now on top. And that too, they were also not Vaishnavas. The Samaj that were coming up, they were also not Vaishnavas. One example is Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He established Brahmo Samaj, as you famously know. Another one is Devendra Tagore. You must be knowing this name. He introduced Tattva Bodhini Sabha. It actually opposed Vaishnava Bhakti practices because it considered it as Vaishnava Bhakti as emotional. This was Samajas that was being set up. And those who were true Gaudiya Vaishnavas, like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, they were not preaching, they were not known, they were not seen so much. So to add more twist to this, British took over now. It was total mess it was. Vaishnavism was lost. You couldn't say that. That is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to single-handedly revive the Gaudiya current. Yes. You can see the 4 points over there. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. So now we know why Bhaktivinoda Thakur was sent over here. So there is a pranam mantra. Please recite. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. So this is the pranam mantra as given by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. He mentions Namo Bhakti Vinodaya. Namo means we pay our obeisances, we offer our obeisances. Satchidananda Vigraha. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was called as a form, like literally form of eternity, bliss and knowledge. If eternity, bliss and knowledge were to take a form, that would be Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That is why this word is being used. And also it was his name. During his family life, his name was this, which he will elaborate more on this. Gaura Shakti, Swarupaya. Gaura Shakti. Now Gaura's potency, now Gaurangas is an incarnation of Gauranga. Also Rupanuga Varayate. Rupanuga, the best of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is one of our Shadacharyas. One of the 6 Goswamis. One of the main Acharyas also as well over there. So yeah. So who is Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Krishna Lila? Why was he called specifically as Rupanuga in the same line as in Gaur Shakti is mentioned? So let's get little technical. I won't take more than 5 minutes. So on top you can see who assists our mother, Srimati Radharani. Sakhis, right? Many Sakhis are there. Out of that, primary how many? 8. Ashta Sakhis that you can see. Primarily, that are visible, seen and their behavior is actually they are very direct. They are direct services they give to Srimati Radharani. Very bold as well, giving advice to Srimati Radharani. Also, they chastise also her. So they are on that level. So to assist them, there are the manjaris that are there. Then to assist these Sakhis, there are manjaris. So these manjaris, the chief of them is Rupa Manjari. And Vraj Lila, it is as Rupa Manjari, and in Gaur Lila, that same Rupa Manjari comes as Rupa Goswami. That's why Rupanuga. We are all Rupanugas, right? So yeah. And Manjaris are who? They serve these Manjaris, they serve these Sakhis in a very humble, meek way. They are not seen. They just assist them. They never see Srimati Radharani directly. They are very indirect. Their satisfaction is in that only. So yeah. As you can see, here Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself mentions this. This is in Sharanagati, one of his book. Siddha Lalal's 6th song is Kamala Manjari Ami, Shri Rupa Manjari Dhami, Radha Krishna Seva Sukha Pai. I am Kamala Manjari under the shelter of Rupa Manjari. And in her service, I attain the happiness of serving Shri Radha Krishna. This is a direct mention. As you can see in one of these books also, this is Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. This is by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If you can get this book, please do get whenever you are visiting Dhams. Please dig for books. The gems are over there. So here also, वराने तरीत वास तारावळी कमलमंजरी नाम साडे बारसो 12 वर्ष 12.5 that is 12.5 I think yeah वयस सतता स्वानंद सुखद धाम. So this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur revealing himself. My bodily hue is like that of a lightning. I wear a sari, the color of a clear night sky, sprinkled with stars. I am 12.5 years old and I live in a Swananda Sukha Kunja. This is the direct mention. This is in the Gaur Lila. This is how powerful they are. And this was given in Navdeep Bhavatarang, chapter 8, Siddha Prakash section. This is given into. So with this introduction, I would like to hand over now this session to our Bhakta Shailesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So before we begin about speaking about Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so one may wonder ki why are we speaking about a personality in a Krishna temple, in a ISKCON temple. We may think, okay, let us discuss Krishna Katha. We want to go to Krishna ultimately. Yes, Guru is there, no doubt, Acharyas are there, but they are a medium. They will guide us and we will reach Krishna ultimately in Golok Dham. So why to speak about Acharyas or great personalities or great souls? So let's see the answer from Bhagavatam. As Prabhuji mentioned, Canto 3, 13th Shloka, text 13th chapter, 4th Shloka. So it says, persons who hear from a spiritual master with great labor and for a long time must hear from the mouths of pure devotees about the character and activities of pure devotees. Pure devotees always think within their hearts of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, who awards his devotees liberation. Okay, so this is the shloka meaning, right? The purport is very interesting. We'll just read it quickly. It's a small purport. Transcendental students are those who undergo great penance in being trained by hearing the Vedas from a bona fide spiritual master. Not only must they hear about the activities of the Lord, but they must also hear about the qualities of the devotees who are constantly thinking of the Lord. A pure devotee of the Lord cannot be separated from the lotus feet of the Lord even for a moment. Undoubtedly, the Lord is always within the hearts of all living creatures, but they hardly know about it because they are diluted by the illusory material energy. Right? So jivas, the normal living entities, we are into Maya. Paramatma is there in everybody's heart, but we don't know about it, we don't realize it. So let's see what further Prabhupada says. The devotees, however, realize the presence of the Lord and therefore they can always see the lotus feet of the Lord within their hearts. Such pure devotees of the Lord are as glorious as the Lord. They are in fact recommended by the Lord as more worshipable than he himself. So this is the reference. Okay? Worship of devotee is more potent than worship of the Lord. It is therefore duty of students to hear pure devotees, as explained by the devotees of the Lord. Okay? So that is the reference why we should hear about pure devotees. As the Krishna himself says, if you hear about my pure devotees, I am more pleased. Yeah. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now we have heard his name a lot and we have always seen on the altar a photo of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is always there. So who is this personality? So Srila Prabhupada would say, he is the father of Hare Krishna movement. This is what Prabhupada says. Now we all know Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his son Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, who is the guru of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was very much inspired by the writings and the teachings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So as Pankaj Prabhu explained, before Bhaktivinoda Thakur and after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in between, there was a very dark phase for Vaishnavism. It had become so gloomy that people would feel Vaishnavism means dirt. It was so bad. And that is the time when Bhaktivinoda Thakur comes and he does something all his life, the way he leads his life, the contribution what he does to Vaishnavism leads to what we see today, ISKCON. Today, when we apply tilak and we go anywhere, then how are we treated? Anybody has feel the difference? Felt the difference? It is very clear. Even it is said the Western devotees they say, or rather Indian devotees when they go to the foreign countries, when they go in the immigration counters, then when these people they see there is a tilak and kantimala, they immediately ask, "Are you Hare Krishna?" Then immediately the notion is, okay, we can be lenient with him. It is that way. So from something very gloomy and dirt, it has come to this, again back to his glory. So how has it happened? So for that, let us try to look at the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur a little bit. Yes. So three things for which Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually came. It is explained, Gaur Kam, Gaur Nam and Gaur Dham. So Gaur Kam, to preach Vaishnavism, to preach the glories of the holy name, to preach Sankirtan movement. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur did. He was a district magistrate. During that era, to become a district magistrate, in the British era, not an ordinary thing. You just imagine all over the India, all across the India that time, out of all the district magistrates, only 3 or 4 were Indians. And out of that, one was Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And what was that job? What was that task? So it was not a ordinary, 9 to 5 job kind of thing. So they were judge. He was a court judge. And he would have to go and solve cases here and then solve cases. So it is explained, about his life in his autobiography that, that what other judges would take days and weeks to solve any case, he would take hardly few hours or few minutes. So now someone may wonder, okay, he was so brilliant, maybe IQ was more than Einstein, maybe इसीलिए solve करते थे. But then what is the real reason? So when he himself was asked, when they asked Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself, what is the reason that you are able to solve all these cases so fast? And this is also one of the reasons why he was, the British wanted him really very badly. So he said, this is his answer. So normally what happens in court, the accused is brought and then there are witnesses coming. Witnesses, some may be true, some may be false, we don't know. The judge will then try to apply his brains, his experience, whatever law he knows, and try to solve or try to find out whether the person who is accused is guilty or not guilty. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that it is very simple. The accused who has come, uske heart mein Paramatma hai, and mere heart mein Paramatma hai. When he comes in the court, the moment I see him, Krishna tells me in my heart whether he is guilty or not guilty. Now someone may wonder, "Arey, ye kya baat bol raha hai? What is this?" Right? But as we saw in the purport, in a pure devotee's heart, Krishna is present. हमारे हृदय में भी है as Paramatma, but we don't realize it. But they realize it. They know it for a fact. And this is the greatness of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Not that he is a great scholar, very intelligent, very expert, Daksha and district magistrate, and he is a lawyer and so many books he has written. He is a very good poet. And the British Parliament, his poems were sung in the British Parliament as well. Great personality, materially. But his greatness is because he is surrendered to Krishna. Complete surrender to Krishna. Now sometimes we have a tendency, we know that in Kali Yuga, there are two things, hypocrisy and ignorance. So we have a tendency to practice hypocrisy as devotees also. I'll just explain. So when we are in material circles, we are different. Our nature, what we speak, what we discuss, what we do is different. And when we are in devotee circle, completely different. So if you actually see, it is a hypocrisy, right? But here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaches us by his own example. He exemplifies that even though he is in a court, he is trying to solve a case, but he is depending on Lord Krishna for it. Not that I am very expert and intelligent, no. That he is doing definitely, but he is depending on Lord Shri Krishna. Sharanagat, surrendered to the Supreme Lord. So that is required. So that is one lesson we should learn from his character, from his personality. That we should not behave differently in material and devotee circles. It is not, in the long run, it is not genuine. I was hearing a lecture by Amrendra Prabhu, who was explaining. The lecture topic was hand of God. How to see hand of Krishna in everything. So he explained one thing in that. If even after 5, 10, 20 years of sadhana and being a devotee, we are not a good human being, there is no question of being a devotee. It is gone. It is far. Sometimes it happens when we come to devotion, we become insensitive to the way people are in the material world. It's a tendency, it happens. So this is not something we should do. If we should, this is also a parameter to check whether we are really advancing in bhakti or not. So are we becoming a good human being, first of all? If someone is provoking me, am I immediately reacting and giving him return? So am I doing that? Or I have the understanding ki yes, what is going on. I am not this, first of all, this body, I am the Jivatma. Wo bichara bhi Jivatma hai. We are both Krishna's part and parcels. Let me calm down. Wo gussa hai, let me calm down. Yeah, let me think and then respond. So these are simple things. But this is what is actually advancement in bhakti. Right? So this is first thing. And also, as we know, Krishna says in the Gita, Tadami buddhi yogam tam. If we surrender to Krishna, He will give the buddhi. So let us not apply our own buddhis. Let us try to depend on Krishna. I am really sorry for the language, but we should try doing this. Nahi to, it is like running on the treadmill. We are just running. It's been so many years we are coming for program and satsang and sadhana and lecture and whatever. We are there only if we are on the treadmill. So treadmill अपने बुद्धि के treadmill से निकलना है and भगवान के शरण में आना है. And how to take शरण? भगवान तो आएंगे नहीं अभी. Lord went back to his abode, but he sent his pure devotees. He has given his devotees, and the devotees are writing shastra, writing books, writing a lot of bhajans for us to easily understand and follow it. This is required. Yes. Bhakti is repetitive. We should not expect that, now I have come to ISKCON, now I have got all this philosophy and Harinam and Bhagavad Gita, now I will become a Paramhamsa and I will realize Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. Till the time your last breath comes, it will be a struggle. Take it. Prabhupada, once disciples asked, Prabhupada, you said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And then he said, but Prabhupada, happy to aa hi nahi raha hai. Chant Hare Krishna kar rahe but happy to aa hi nahi raha hai. Neend aa rahi hai. We are sleeping in chanting, but nahi aa raha hai happy. Prabhupada says, I'll correct you all. Chant Hare Krishna, struggle and be happy. It is required. Till the last breath, it is required. Abhi last Friday, what class we heard, how many of us remember what shlokas we read from the Bhagavad Gita? I'm not asking a question, I'm just telling you all to think about it. हम में से कितने लोगों को याद है हमने क्या श्लोका पढ़ा था? What chapter we had read, where we had stopped, and what was the homework given? Do we remember? Think about it. अगर याद है तो अच्छी बात है, but in Kali Yuga our minds are so fickle, we can't remember things. That is the reason everyday sadhana is so important. Everyday japa, everyday reading is so essential. If we just carefully study the schedule of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now, just keep in mind, he is a lawyer, LLB. He is a district magistrate in the British government, court judge. The British has laid down a railway line from his house to the court so that he can go peacefully when he grows a little older. So then he wants to retire from the British, this court position, judge position. British don't want him to retire. They know he is a productive person. We cannot lose him. So they give him the offer that you stay in your house, we will have a railway track in front of your house. You come down, sit in the train, go to the court and come back. This facility was given to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Just imagine. Can we fathom it? Can we think about it? This is Acharya, Vaishnava Acharya. So such a personality. We'll just quickly see his schedule of the day, how he used to, and this is taken from one of his sons, Lalit Prasad. Okay? So 7:30 to 8 p.m. take rest, go to sleep. 10 p.m. wake up. I think we start using the phone at 10 p.m. Aram se bed pe baith ke, right? So he would wake up at 10 p.m. in the night, rise, light oil lamp and write. He has written so much literature, he has translated so many things from Sanskrit, from Bengali to simple languages for us to understand. So write. Then at 4 a.m. again take rest, 4 a.m. in the morning. Till 4:30, only half an hour rest. Then from 4:30 onwards, chant his japa. Rise, take bath, chant your japa every single day. After that, then 7 a.m. write letters, 7:30 read He himself would read the Shastras. 8:30 receive guests, solve their spiritual problems, preach to them. 9:30 to 9:45 again take rest. 9:45 morning bath, breakfast and all those things. And then 9:55 go to the court for his daily routine. 10 to 1 in the court, solve cases. 1 to 2 at home for resting. And 2 to 6 again in the court, solve cases. Come back home, have some prasadam, go to sleep. Now this was a regular schedule. He was a grahastha. He had 10 children. Now anyone can complain here कि मेरे पास time नहीं है. Can anyone say that now? Okay, we understand that he is a Nitya Siddha Vaishnava, he is a Nitya Parshad of the Supreme Lord. That is understood. But he did and he showed. He exemplified. Not just say, he did and he showed it. So this is what we should learn from him. Understand this. Coming to ISKCON, getting philosophy is like getting the honey bottle. But now don't lick the bottle from outside. Will not get honey taste, will get glass taste. तो वो मत करो, वो नहीं करना है हमको. It's for us, all of us. वो नहीं करना है. We have to regularly open the bottle and lick the honey. So we have to do our sadhana regularly. Rise up early in the morning, chant, read every day. Last class when Prabhuji was giving on Bhagavad Gita, so actually I was wondering, ki again Bhagavad Gita course, I thought a summary course, refresher course, because we are all senior devotees. From so many years we are coming, so maybe a refresher course. But the way Prabhuji took the class, shloka by shloka, word by word, I was wondering whether this is a Bhakti Shastri class. Right? Bhakti Shastri means first time we get Bhagavad Gita study in our hand. So that is something we need to think about, really. Yes? So, we should remember, Bhakti is repetitive. We have to do it every single day, monotonous. That is tapasya. Our tapasya is not, some great, go to Himalayas and do this and do that. No. Our tapasya is to develop a desire to go back to Krishna. We know by theory that we have to go back to Krishna. That is a fact. But do we want to go? If right now a plane comes from Vaikuntha, chalo, let's go. 200 log, ISKCON Madgaon, qualified for Vaikuntha, let us go. Then what we will say? It is quite possible we may say, नहीं थोड़ा वो लोन बचा है, थोड़ा वो बच्चों की पढ़ाई बची है, शादी बची है, मेरी शादी नहीं हुई है अभी तक, मैं क्या अभी प्रभु जी रुको थोड़ा. तो this is fact, reality. We may not end up choosing the right thing for us. So the point is that we need to be repetitive. We need to do it repeatedly. I'll just share one small realization. 5 years back, I had heard a class. It was a series of class on Mahabharata. So I was very new to ISKCON, so I was hearing about Mahabharata lectures. So in that lecture, Prabhuji was explaining, how we should take shelter of Krishna. And one shloka is there, from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna talks about surrender. Vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma su durlabha. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapaddante. Vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma su durlabha. Now if you simply take the meaning of this shloka, so it means after many, many, many lifetimes, someone gets the opportunity. Someone comes to know that Vasudev is Sarvam, he is everything. And Sa Mahatma is Sudurlabh, very rare. So यहाँ पे जो 200 लोग बैठे, they are rare. We all are rare souls. But now this opportunity we should not lose. We have to take it very seriously. So when I heard this lecture 5 years ago, so I knew that Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Everything is Vasudev. Inside me Vasudev, inke andar Vasudev, this chair, laptop, all these things, everything, this entire creation is Vasudev. This is my realization. After 5 years, recently I was hearing the classes again. In that class, the Prabhuji, what he mentions, I was struck when I heard it. He said, Vasudevam Sarvamiti ka literal meaning hai, Vasudev is everything. But we have to go from Vasudev is everything to Vasudev is my everything. This same statement he had said 5 years ago. So 5 years back when I heard this class, I heard this statement. But wo ghusa nahi andar. But after 5 years, now when I heard it again, it went deep. That statement, Vasudev is everything, that is one thing. Vasudev is my everything, boss. our family, our wealth, our bungalows, our jobs, careers, positions, कुछ नहीं आने वाला वो शमशान घाट में. Nothing will come there to save us. Nobody. वाइफ तो पहले ही घर पे, बिकॉज वी हैव टू, वो उनको अलाउड नहीं है उधर. बच्चे भी आएंगे चला के जाएंगे वापस. So we need to understand what is real benefit for this, for me, for this Jivatma who is Krishna's part and parcel. So we should not take it lightly. It is very important. So just an example what I gave, Vasudev is everything to Vasudev is my everything. I have to understand this. So something very important to ponder about. Yes? So time spent is bhakti is not time waste. It is actual investment of time. We invest na property, stocks, mutual funds. This is not real investment. When time comes, everything is gone. It is finished, wiped out. But what time is spent in bhakti is actual investment. Once there was one person, long back, a very old story. So he went to a village. So when he was about to enter the village, उसने बहुत सुना था एक गांव के बारे में, very famous village. So let me go and have a look. So he went there. And when he was entering the village, he saw a board there, black board. उसमें नाम लिखे थे बहुत सारे लोगों के. And then side में लिखा था age और number of years they lived. ऐसा लिखा था उधर. And then it is written 8 years, 10 years, 2 years, 25 years, 20 years. So the maximum age was 25 years. Now he thought thinking, अरे यार ये कैसा गांव है? यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा बूढ़ा व्यक्ति 25 साल का है. ऐसे कैसे possible है? He was wondering. So then when he went in the village, he thought, let me see क्या माजरा है. So when he went inside, he saw बूढ़े भी है, very very old people are there in the village. तो ऐसे कैसे? जब बूढ़े लोग हैं तो फिर वहाँ पे age क्यों 25 लिखा है? So he inquires, what is the thing? Why this is written like this? So that the people there they say, the age what is written there is actually the age जिसमें उसने भक्ति की है. All that time जो भक्ति नहीं किया, it is actually a waste. There is no meaning to it. So वो actually waste है. So all that time जो भक्ति किया है वही उसका age है. That is real age. क्योंकि उसमें actual benefit उसको वही मिलेगा. So वो mention किया है उधर black board पे. 25 years he did, out of 75 years if he lived, 25 years भक्ति किया उसने, तो that is his real age. Yes. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his personality, during that time there was no WhatsApp, no YouTube, no Instagram, no leaflets, no bonus, no posters, no banners. He had started 500 Naam Hut centers across entire Navdip and Godrum Dweep. Today for us to establish one center and try to run it, Prabhuji will tell better what it is, what it takes just to run one center. But he was running 500 Naam Hut centers during that era. We can imagine. And remember, he was a district magistrate, he was a lawyer, he had 10 children. 10 children भी ऐसे ऐरे-गैरे children नहीं. They were raised and they were all Krishna conscious children. All became exalted devotees. And one of them was Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, Guru of Srila Prabhupada. This is the impact of a Vaishnava Acharya. Right? So it is not possible for any of us to complain now. Time nahi hai. We can't. 16 rounds every day. Try to rise early in the morning. We are fortunate in Goa that we have such a beautiful Sangha. Every morning we come online, we chant holy names. It is so inspiring, so motivating. Click a link, join the meeting. There are 200 devotees there chanting Harinam. So powerful vibrations. Sit there and chant. What is stopping us? घर में हो, whatever state you are in, just get up, put your माला, नहाया नहीं, ये नहीं, वो नहीं, वो सब छोड़ो साइड में. हरिनाम is most pure. आपको नहाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. Get up, take your beads, link पे click करो and start chanting. If you need help how to click on the link and join the session, we are there to guide you. But this is serious. It will really help us. Yes? Pooja, we have some time, please. So 3 predictions. Now we understood how great Bhaktivinoda Thakur is. He is a Grahastha. Being a Grahastha, the way he contributed, the way he did his own sadhana, the way he contributed in the Vaishnava, the preaching movement is exemplary. Right? So now we will see 3 predictions made by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which actually came true, and they are so powerful. So in 1885, a magazine was published by Bhaktivinoda Thakur named Sajjan Toshani, the harmonist. So in that he made these three prophecies. So we'll see what these three prophecies are. First, Lord Chaitanya did not advent himself to liberate only a few men in India. Rather, his main objective was to emancipate all living entities of all countries throughout the entire universe and preach eternal dharma. This is the first statement. What Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu का mission India के लिए नहीं है, and that too in that time तो सिर्फ only in Bengal only it was present. So that time he is saying this, it is for the entire universe, not just the world, the entire universe. Yes, and today aren't we seeing it becoming true? It is possible that number of devotees is less. It is true. It's a fact. Prabhupada already has said this. Devotees are like moon, not stars. Stars are many in the sky, but moon is one, rare, right? So devotees are rare. Just now we saw Shloka in Gita also. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. But the fact is, Europeans, Americans, Russians, Australians, ये सब लोग भक्त है. Chinese, Pakistani भक्त भी है. So we should understand this, कि when that personality, great Acharya Bhaktivinoda Thakur made a prophecy, he just didn't say it. It is a fact today. So we need to understand here, कि how, what we have got, what we have received is so genuine, so real, in this unreal world. Yes? So we know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had said this, Prithvi te ache adi nagar adigram, sarvatra prachara hoibe mora naam. Mahaprabhu had said this. And then again Bhaktivinoda Thakur repeated it. It will happen. And he also paved the way for it to happen. Yes. Then the next, and also it's not that he just said and he went. He actually did it. The 500 Namar centers what he opened is actually what do you say? उसने करके दिखाया. Not just बोल बचन नहीं. He did and showed. Exemplified as we are trying to learn from his personality. Second prophecy. He said, very soon the unparalleled path of Harinam Sankirtan will be propagated all over the world. This also is a fact. Today, in which country we are not having Rath Yatra? Dancing, Bhakt dance कर रहे हैं roads पर. In the foreign countries, we see so many videos on YouTube, so easily available, right? So this should actually inspire us. कि कुछ करना है हमें. We have to do something. We have got this. We are so fortunate. Now let us take it seriously. No more wasting of time. Just like how Bhaktivinoda Thakur had done with his own example. So in that magazine, actually he wrote, I'll just read this line. It is so powerful. He wrote there, oh, for that day when the fortunate English, Russian, French, German and American people will take up banners, mridanga and kartals and raise kirtans through the streets and towns. When will that day come when the western fair-skinned men from one side will chant Jai Satinandana Gaura Hari, and on the other side there will be Bengali devotees loudly chanting Jai Satinandana Gaura Hari. And this is so real today. If we go to Mayapur Dham, there devotees have Navdeep Mandal Parikrama. So there they have various parties. There they have, one will be Bengali devotees Kirtan party, one will be some other congregation devotee Kirtan party, and they will come together. They will come in front of each other and they will do Kirtan, like a competitive spirit kind of, And this is exactly what is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So just imagine how it should click our, brains. Should really make us feel inspired to actually follow it so sincerely. Yes. And then the third prophecy. A personality will soon appear to preach the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and move around the whole world with his message. Who is that? Yeah, who is that personality? आपको सुनाई दिया प्रभु? Yeah, who is that personality? Srila Prabhupada, exactly. Prabhupada took it across oceans. And the way he did, we know. So just imagine, today we are sitting 2025. And this year when he wrote this magazine, 1885. So how many years have passed? 140 years have passed. 140 years have passed. And back then he wrote this. not just said कि ये होगा. He wrote it. This is going to happen. And everything happened. So we need to understand from the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was a grahastha. He was exceptional materially. He had great achievements materially. He had 10 children, raised each one of them as powerful devotees. Yes, he was spiritually also so active with his own sadhana and also the preaching movement. So we need to understand here this point. This is a great lesson for us. We should not complain anymore कि time नहीं है. Let us realize, let us again tell ourselves, every day remind ourselves कि this is the actual thing. If I lose this, I lose my life, this rare opportunity. Then again 84 lakh species, and again that chakra, and again we are lost in this material world. So, honestly, to speak about his life, there are more than 100 books what he has written. So many bhajans what he has written. If we start discussing about him, then we'll require the entire day actually. So I don't know how we did it in 1.5 hours. But today's, it's a request to each one of us, including myself, that let us take it seriously. It is not something, myth or something which is imagined. No. The Vaishnava Acharyas have done and shown by their own example. They have exemplified. Sacrifice. Human life is sacrifice. Human life is not meant for enjoyment. It is sacrifice. This is truth. It may be bitter, it is truth. So if we sacrifice means what? Serving others. That is sacrifice. Now if you see the schedule of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, does he have any time, personal recreation, relax, rest? No. It is a sacrifice. He wants to do it for others, selflessly. And it is a fact that only by selflessly serving we can be happy. There is no other way. It's all temporary painkillers what we get. Painkiller खाते रहेंगे, वो सर दर्द थोड़ा टाइम के लिए कम होगा, फिर और बढ़ के आएगा. Then again we'll need a bigger dose, higher dose, again higher dose. It's not going to help you. And then when the last time comes, then we will think, अरे यार सब व्यर्थ, all a waste. In one of the bhajans, he mentions that one day will come, we will lie flat on the ground. True? It will come. We will lie flat on the ground. And then what? Finish. Picture khatam. The end. So, it is so important. So, again, he is a great Vaishnava Acharya, and as Prabhuji explained that he is a Manjari, he himself disclosed it in his bhajans. And he has simplified it. If we are not able to understand Shastra, हमको श्लोका समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, then bhajans are there. No more listening Bollywood and Hollywood songs. They are not taking us anywhere. It's all dirt. It's all gandagi hai sab. It's not taking us anywhere. So these bhajans are so beautiful. Let us sing them. Let us try to learn from these bhajans. It can take us back to Krishna. They are so potent. So with that, अभी आधा ही हुआ है, but ठीक है, we can end now. So I again thank each one for this opportunity to serve you all, and let us try to meditate upon this great personality, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Let us try to imbibe the qualities what he displayed, the way he exemplified his own life as a devotee, and the way he preached this mission of Mahaprabhu. So let us try to put some endeavor by our chanting, our sadhana, our seva in our lives. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So on behalf of His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, I